Hi students, I welcome you all to the video series of our online physics classes. And this is the very first introductory lecture of our standard 12 physics syllabus. The unit with which we will start with is electrostatic, and the chapter is Coulomb's law. But usually, as I do, I will start our session with the very fundamentals of the physics, with the introduction to the subject, and also what is the purpose of this subject, why we study this subject. As you can see on your screen, I have provided with some slides. Physics purpose, what is the purpose of the subject physics? What the physics gives us is to reveal the laws of nature through observed events around us. What this subject do? It reveals the laws on which the mechanism of our universe or the world in which we will live in, it functions. It is studied by observing this universe, and it reveals the principles and laws on which this world functions. And that is the purpose of the subject physics. And also, here at the very this point, I would like to say what is our purpose. See, listen, we do nothing without the purpose, and nothing has been done without a purpose. Everything that is being done around you in your life, it has a purpose. So physics as a subject has a purpose, and also you and we, those who are studying this subject, we have a purpose. Our purpose is to study the laws on which this subject, this world, this universe functions, or this mechanism works. Once we study these laws and principles on these functioning parameters, then we will start to study and create and to build some things and try to control, if I can say, our world by inventing new machines. For example, what is the benefit of this physics? You are studying this lecture on your mobile screens, online. I'm recording this thing in my home, and you are studying this thing at your home. This whole audio-visual information has been transmitted from this point to your home. It is functioning on some principle, and that principle is how the electromagnetic waves travel in atmosphere. That is the wireless communication. So you can see the benefits. This mobile phone is one of the benefits of the study of the subject physics. It works on the principles of physics. We works on the principle of physics. So if you want to be engineer, doctors, or wherever field you go, computer analyst or software, anything that deals with the fundamentals, laws and principles which you study under the subject of physics. That is why we study the subject. You have an interest, you have a purpose, that is why you are studying, and I am teaching the subject because I love the subject. Okay, let's start with, I have given some points. What means fundamentals of physics which we will be starting is, say, the universe in which we live. If I can reduce it to the very simplest explanation, then the universe in which we live consists of two things. Physics is not a very critical or tough subject. Let me show you. If you are joining this video series, you come to know that there is a very simple approach to this subject also. It is nothing horrifying in the subject, that is why I make it simple. So be with this video series, step by step. You will be studying this subject, understanding this subject, even if you have skipped some of the chapters in the previous classes. That is what I assure you. I'll give you, that is why that is the motive of this introductory class. I'm starting this thick class to keep you up with the class 12 syllabus, even if some students have skipped the previous knowledge. Either they misunderstood or they skipped it. This video is for everyone. So let's start with the universe is made up of basically two things, matter and energy. Most simplest I can put it out like this way, matter and energy. There are only two things categorized wise, matter and energy. So we study matter. What the physics do, it study matter, it study energy, and how the matter and energy interact with each other. The simple things. The simple, only two things, three things I can say. The matter, the energy, and how they interact. That is means how matter at different states, you have already studied energy at different forms and how the matter is converted into energy converted into matter. This is all you study in this whole book of your class 12 physics. This is the whole thing which you study. See, it's simple. Two things exist in nature, matter and energy, and you will study this thing. So, what is the next point in this thing is these interaction between matter and energy. This interaction between matter and energy, it includes forces. Now we are coming to our topic. What I said, the universe consists of matter and energy, and this matter and energy interacts, and physics study these interactions and study these matter and energy, their characteristic properties also. These interaction between matter and energy includes forces. So there are four fundamental forces which we categorize like this: strong nuclear force, electromagnetic force, weak nuclear force, gravitational force. So out of these these are four in number. Out of these four, we pick out one, that is electromagnetic force, and that is our this is our topic of interest, electromagnetic force. As the name suggests, electromagnetic, it consists of two, electric force and magnetic force. It is a combination of two forces. So we'll study step by electric and magnetic. So the unit of your book is, it is electrostatics, magnetostatics. You study, if you turn out your book, you'll find the unit start with electrostatics, then it goes to your magnetostatics. It's interesting, yeah, it's interesting. So we'll study step by step. So we'll take out the topic electrostatic forces, where we have taken universe, matter and energy, interaction between matter and energy, and interaction includes forces. Out of four forces, we'll pick out one force, and that is your called electromagnetic force, and out of this electromagnetic, we'll pick out one, that is electric part, electric behavior, and that is electrostatic force. So the unit is electrostatic force, and the chapter is Coulomb's law. Okay, as the name suggests, this Coulomb's law is all about the force existing between charged bodies, the force existing between two charges, positive charge, negative charge, repulsive, attractive. Very soon you will learn all these things. So Coulomb's law gives it, as the name, it's a law. Means every electric charge will follow this thing. The thing which is an universal truth and applies to everything, that becomes a law. Yeah, that becomes a law, because everything is governed by that law, and also called the principle. So it is Coulomb's law. So what now come to the second point. Till this point you came to know what we are going to study in our lecture, and now you will study the Coulomb's law deals with what? Electric force between the charges. So we'll start with the charge. What is charge? Who contains this charge? We define the charge, how the body gets charged by conduction. You already studied this thing, but before we begin with the Coulomb's law, we should know this thing topic. This is the fundamental, as I said, it is an introduction to a subject, to a syllabus. It's the very first class, so it's an introductory class. So you see on your screen, that is some important definition and points under the unit electrostatic. I have mentioned out some points. So start with electric charge. Is the intrinsic property. What is electric charge? Coulomb's law deals with what? Memorize it. Coulomb's law deals with what? It deals with the force between charges. So the question arises, what the charge is? What the charge is? I asked you this question, what the charge is? Pause it and try to answer. What the charge is? You have already studied this thing in your previous classes. In 10th and 11th you have studied it. What the charge is? So the charge is the property of matter. What the charge is? Charge is the property of matter. And matter is what? Anything that you can touch, anything that can occupy space and has mass, according to definition, is matter. Means this board is matter. You are matter. I am a matter. Okay? This table, this chair, this laptop, it's a matter. So the charge is some sort of property which is possessed by matter. When you were kids, you have done this thing. You have taken the plastic scale, you rubbed it with the hair, and you pick it out some pieces of paper, and the paper gets being attracted. That is the first introduction of charge. What the scientists called that thing is scale. They said that the scale of the glass rod is being charged, means it's acquired the property. It's acquired. It got a new property of charge. Got it? Okay. So the charges, I'm not want to waste too much time on this topic, because since these are the knowledge which you should already know before coming to the class 12. But since this is a video series, I would like to start with the very fundamentals and basics like ABCD of this subject. So electric charge, because once you understand this beginning of this thing, beginning of the syllabus, as it's a matter, energy, that's only consists in this universe. If you study the building blocks, then you will be able to synthesize the knowledge which I will give, which we will discuss in the forthcoming chapters of our lectures, of our video series. So electric charge is the intrinsic property of matter. Ultimately means finally, who possess, who carry this property. Electrons and protons carry this property. Electric charge is carried by the electrons and protons. There are two types of charges, positive and negative, all you know, very good. When you say the body is being charged, means the electron is either been taken out from the body or given to the body. If it has been taken out, the body has less number of electrons. Want to mention one thing at this point, that nature has made everything neutral. The number of protons inside the nucleus and the number of electrons in the orbits are equal in number. And the charge on electron and proton are magnitude-wise the same, but nature-wise opposite. So they neutralize the effect of each other, and the atom is neutral. Any body, this board, this chair, table chair is neutral. So when you take out some electron, the body gets positive charge. If you give some electrons, the body gets negatively charged. So charging is by friction. When you rub something, some electrons come, transfer from one body to another body. The one body becomes positive charge, the another body becomes negative charge. That is called charging by friction. Okay. The unit of the charge is coulomb. And now come to the main point from here. On your slide you can see, now we come to the main points. That is charge on electron. What I said, the electrons and the protons are not the charge. Make it very clear. The electrons and protons are not the charge. They are the carrier. They carry the charge. They carry this property of charge. They are not the charge in itself. They carry this charge. Electron carries how much charge? It carries 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 coulomb of charge. And same amount, that is 1.6 and 10 to the power minus 19 coulomb, is being carried by proton, but positive in nature. So, and there are some more points I have given you over there. That is your mass of electrons I have given, Coulomb's constant, I will be explaining universal gravitational constants. And now the last point on that slide, that is your quantization of charge. And that deals with no charge is found in fraction. Suppose this is one body A. It contains 5 electrons. It contains 5 electrons. Five excess electrons. So how much charge this thing has? How much charge this thing has? Extra one negative. This is negatively charged. This body is having a negative charge. How much charge this body has got? It has got the charge of, that is Q is equals to 5 times the charge of e to the power minus 1, and e to the power minus 1 is 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 coulomb. This is the total. Now we'll study what the quantization of charge is. What is quantization of electric charge is? This is the topic. Coulomb's law will come in the later topic. It deals with the force, but you should understand what the charges are and how they exist in the universe. Then you'll come to know how these charges exert force on each other. That is Coulomb's law. So this is an introduction. how much charge this body A has? It has a charge of 5 into 10 to power 5 times the charge of electron. What the quantization is? What's the quantization means? Quanta means, quantization comes from the word quanta. Quanta means fixed bundle. Fixed bundle. Quanta means fixed amount, fixed bundle. Okay. If you take one electron from this, if you take one electron from this body, now the charge becomes 4 times 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 coulomb. Okay. Do one thing. Now here comes the interesting part. Do one thing. Take half electron. But the question, take half electron. So the charge will become how much? 3.5 into 10 to the power. I should write like this thing. 3.5 of E. But the question arises, how you will take out half electron? How you can take out half electron? You are not being able to slice an electron and take it out from the body. Electron is a fundamental subatomic particle. You cannot split it up. It exists as a whole. Who carries the charge? As I told you, electrons carries the charge. And we cannot split the electrons in half, 3/4, 5/4, in fraction. Either you take out the whole electron or you give the whole electron. So the least amount of charge, that could be transferred or exist. Either it could be transfers, or in the universe the fundamentally the smallest charge that exists is e to the power minus 1, and that is your 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 coulomb. This is the smallest, means this is the bundle, this is the smallest bundle. It becomes a fundamental bundle, and that bundle is called as quanta. So the charge in the nature is quantized. Quantized means you cannot have any amount of charge. Whenever the charge is being given to the body or being taken to the body, it will always be integral multiple of electron. Integral multiple of electron means electronic charge multiplied by the integer. And this is called quantization of charge. In the very simple terms, the charge never exists in fraction. It never exists. It always exists in whole number multiplication of electron charge. So the charge of the electron becomes the bundle. Let me give you one example. You go to ATM machines nowadays. If you go to the ATM machine, you put in some number. That machine gives you some money. Sometimes it gives the message that feed the money in multiples of 500. Have you ever given out the money 150 rupees from the ATM machine? No. You never get 150 rupees from an ATM machine. Either you get in multiples of hundreds, or in multiples of 500s, in multiples of 2000. So at that moment, in that ATM machine, the minimum quanta becomes what? That 100 rupees. Either you will take out 100, 200, 300, 400. You cannot take out 150, 250, 350. So the amount of money that the machine is giving, it becomes the quanta. Here is the same principle applies in electrostatics. The charge exists in this universe as a bundle, and that bundle is called the quanta. So in the chapter, if you study in your books, there is a quantization of, and that is what all it means, the quantization of electric charges. Who possesses the charge? Charge is the property, let us summarize. Charge is the property possessed by the electrons, protons. Electrons, protons carry these charges. When they go from body 1 to body 2, they take these charges. Excess of these electrons becomes negative. Less deficiency of the electrons will become positive charge. And since electron consists of this much amount of charge, 1.6, So you cannot split the electron, so you cannot split the charge also. So the charge ultimately itself becomes quantized, because it, you can say, it rides over the electron. It rides. The electron is like a bike to it. It is a carrier, and charge rides on that electrons and protons. I hope I made my point clear. So at this point we have studied quantization of charge, and which is some of the very fundamentals, very basics, and you will find some numericals in the ISC exam also on the quantization of charge. Suppose something given gives you amount of charge, say 6,000 coulomb. A body contains 6,000 coulomb of charge, and they ask you whether this charge is possible or not. What you will do, you divide this thing 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 coulomb, and when you divide this thing, you will get a number. You will get a number n, and that number is the number of electrons. If this number comes in whole number, then this charge is possible. If this number comes as a fraction, then this charge is not possible. The reason which you will mention is due to the quantization of charge, n could not come in fractions or decimals. This is the idea, to check whether the given charge is possible on a body or not. If I say charge a body with 6,000 coulomb of charge, divided by 1.6, you will get an n, and if it is come in fraction, this charge is not possible. It's impossible. If it comes in whole number, then it is possible. And all this is on the basis of quantization of charge. So I think we have studied what the charge is. One thing I would like to, as an additional point, I would like to mention, in my slide, if you check the slide, again I will mention it on the screen. If you check the slide, I have given two things. See, Coulomb's constant and universal gravitational constant is given. Coulomb's constant, I will explain it. You see the unit, the Newton meter square per Coulomb square and Newton meter square per kg square. In the class 9th or 10th, you have studied that this gravitational constant, that is the force between two bodies which has mass, and there comes that big constant G, whose value is 6.67 into 10 to the power minus 11. You got it? You remember it? Okay. Here we are dealing with a force which exists between charges, basically stationary charges, not moving, because when the charge starts moving, they create magnetic field. So we are dealing with a stationary charge. That is why electrostatic. Static means stationary. Got it? That is called electrostatic. In the unit, you can see the numerators, Newton per meter square, is same. In the denominator, Coulomb square, and in the denominator, kg square. Electrostatic charge is the source which creates this force. So Coulomb is the measurement of charge, that is the Coulomb square. In the universal Newton's gravitational law, mass was the cause which was creating this gravitational force. So in the denominator, we have kg square. Got it? It's an interesting point to note out at this point. Okay. This is all about for this class. In the next class, we'll begin with the Coulomb's law formula, its formulation, its principles, vector form, normal form. Thank you for this class. Okay. See you in the next class.